What is your name?
My name's Ryan Caslake.
Ryan Caslake.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22.
Yeah.
What service were you in?
I was in the army, infantry.
Okay. What was your rank and title?
I was a fusilier,
Oh, okay.
same as a private, but
Yeah. So what did that include? Like?
the job role.
Yeah.
The role of the infantry is to close down and eliminate the enemy.
Okay. Yeah. So how long did you serve?
I served 4.5 years.
Brilliant. Why did you join the armed services in the first place?
I had a lot of family in the armed services, Princess Wales Royal Regiment. Unfortunately, they had a recruiting drive, and I wasn't in time for it, so I decided that I'd go to the second best regiment, Fusiliers.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So what was it like leaving home?
I'd say it's hard. I left home at 17, so still quite young.
Yeah.
Left school and pretty much went straight in, so it's hard for me.
Yeah. What did your training include when you got there?
I did 6 months training at Catterick in North Yorkshire. It included a lot of cold nights. Most of the time we spent out in the woods learning basic survival skills and trying to basically hone in our skills of tracking.
Yeah, wow, okay. So what was it like, sort of the accommodation over there?
The accommodation was 16-man rooms,
Okay.
pretty cramped to be honest, always in each other's face.
Yeah.
But it was brand new accommodation and enough showers to go around, which was the main thing.
Yeah.
No rushing. So.
Yeah. So, what equipment did you use when you were in training?
When we were in training, we used the LSW
Oh, okay.
and the SA-80, which are 2 assault rifles. They're upgraded versions. I think they're upgraded in the 70s.
Cool. Were they like really hard to use to begin with, or was the training helpful?
To begin with, it's a little bit anxious because it's a firearm, but after training constantly, you get used to it.
Yeah. Was it heavy or?
No, I didn't find it too bad.
No.
Some people did struggle, but
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
If you could have had another role, what would it be and why?
I think I would have probably gone for the med corps. I've always admired what medics do, and I'd like to think I'd be able to do it as well, so it would be nice.
Yeah. Can you tell me about the daily life in your services?
Sure. When you're in the UK, it's very mundane, literally just physical, cleaning weapons, making sure your rooms are tidy, and any downtime you've got to try and do a bit of sport, a little bit of football if you can.
Oh, wow. So you did sport. So was that sort of, you decided to do that, or was that sort of on the regiment that you should do that?
They tried to advise us that we should do sport
Okay.
to keep fit.
Yeah.
Most of the time we did do it, but sometimes sneak off for a little bit of FIFA as well.
Yeah.
Counts as football, so.
So you had all that as well.
Okay.
So what else? So did you have much technology, or was it?
We didn't see a lot of it until
No.
pre-deployment training. It's quite
Okay.
expensive just to be handing around.
Yeah.
But once we got to pre-deployment training, there's a lot of night vision, which you'd never seen before,
Wow.
and a lot of weapon attachments as well.
Wow, cool. What challenges were there that affected your morale?
In the UK or on tours?
Well, anywhere, anything that affected your morale?
I'd definitely say for training-wise, the weather was a
Yeah.
big morale killer for me.
Yeah.
Some people can handle it. I'm quite bad with the cold and wet.
Mm.
And on tour, it just, as you can imagine, every time you go out and something bad happens, kind of puts a bit of a down on the situation. So.
Yeah. So how did you pass any free time? So you said about, sports.
Yeah,
Anything
sure.
else?
Sports was the main thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we got to Afghan, there wasn't a lot of sporting facilities, so we managed to make a football pitch and a volleyball pitch to pass the time.
Wow.
But yeah, that was most of our time spent, I'd
Yeah.
say.
And then you just sort of hung out together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what kind of entertainment? So did you have like a pack of cards, or I'm just trying to imagine.
We tried to do our best to improvise.
Yeah.
We made chessboards,
Oh,
checkers
wow.
boards. We did get occasionally cards and that sent out, but we get one sandstorm
Yeah.
and they're gone, so
Yeah.
it's hard to keep control of everything.
Yeah. So did you prefer the entertainment sort of in the UK or when you were out?
I say the entertainment in the UK, but general life I think I preferred in Afghanistan.
Okay.
It was a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. So how was the facilities in Afghan?
In Afghan it was very basic. We had a tent with a hose on the top for a shower,
Oh.
maybe one every 2 days if you're lucky.
Wow.
Toilets with tubes in the ground, or carrier bags basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you prefer the most?
Well, facilities wise,
Yeah.
I preferred the UK.
Yeah.
In the UK we had a single man room
Yeah.
with an ensuite shower,
Oh wow.
So you can't complain with that. It's like a hotel.
Yeah. So was it quite a change, sort of, those sort of two worlds?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I found it hard to adjust,
Yeah.
especially with the toilet situation.
Yeah.
It's not natural.
How did you communicate with your family, loved ones?
Through letters, a thing called the e-bluey.
Oh, okay.
Little letters that you can send. There's a charity that runs it.
Mm.
And also you get phone calls.
Oh,
I tried to ring home every time I went out of camp, but obviously it's not always.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's your favourite memory of being in the services?
That's a hard one. I think maybe the end of Kenya. At the end of the exercise, that was probably the most relieved I've been and the happiest. It led to 2 weeks of downtime, so 2 weeks of swimming and bike riding, so that was nice. And I think R&R day, halfway through our tour, when you get to go home for 2 weeks, I think as soon as I got on the helicopter to go home, I think that was probably the happiest I've been.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of looking back on what you'd gone through.
Yeah.
And so did you make many friends, or?
Luckily it was a lot of the same people that we were training with,
Okay.
so I've known them for like 3 or 4 years before I went.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wasn't too bad, but yeah, made some new friends.
Yeah. So you were kind of like family. Is that what it felt like?
I'd say you have a close group that are your family.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, so did you see any conflict? And is there anything you could say about it?
Yeah, I saw not a large amount, but I saw a fair amount.
Yeah.
It's hard to really describe it.
Yeah.
Not sure what to say about it really, sorry.
No, but how was that the more shocking thing about being or
we're a little bit prepared for it.
yeah.
We had a lot of training beforehand, but
Yeah.
I don't think anything can prepare you for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was there any support out there while you were undergoing it, or was it more just sort of afterwards when you got back?
Yeah, when something happened on the ground, we had teams that come in to talk to us, and we also had a padre, which is like a priest, who'd come around and check everyone was okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Were you ever decorated?
Just the Afghanistan medal.
Yeah. So was that a proud moment for you?
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a long day as well
Yeah.
on parade ground, but yeah, definitely
Okay.
worth it.
Yeah. Can you talk anything that happened significantly during your time there?
I think the thing that sticks in my mind the most was a day that 3 of our lads, or not our lads, the Scots lads got hit, and that was just outside our barracks. We got crashed as an emergency team, and that kind of hit home a bit then that it wasn't a game anymore.
Yeah. What happened there, if you don't mind me asking? Was it?
The incident, sorry.
Yeah.
It was a roadside bomb.
Oh, okay.
They dug it a long tunnel, about 200 metres underground,
Yeah.
and then packed it full of explosives, and when the vehicle went over,
Oh,
they just
wow.
detonated it, yeah.
Yeah. So you got lots of support after that, I'm guessing?
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
after that.
That's good. What was it like during the everyday life? So you said like that you got a shower. Did you have like a routine? Was it like, oh okay, wake up and then do sports? Or?
We had a bit of a enthusiastic sergeant who liked to get us
Oh.
up every morning, 6 o'clock in the morning for PT,
Yeah.
physical training. And then usually we go on patrol about midday, and you could be out maybe 6 or 7 hours. And then you get back and you either go into a rest or a guard situation. So if you're lucky you get rest, and if not you go into the towers
Oh,
for
wow.
24 hours.
So what does that mean?
When you go to the towers, you basically just stand there as a lookout,
Oh,
using
okay.
night vision and illumination flares to make
Wow.
sure that nobody's attacking your camp.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's your most vivid memory? It could be good. Like, was there anything?
Overall, I'd say the day I passed out,
Oh,
that
wow.
was the first time I've really achieved anything, and had all my family there.
Yeah.
And you spent the last 6 months with all these lads, and you're all there together, so
Yeah.
definitely a good moment.
So what did you do after leaving the services?
I've not long left at the moment. I work for a
Okay.
pharmaceutical company in Brighton,
Yeah.
so it's a bit of a change. I'm
Yeah.
finding it hard to adjust because it's not as exciting as it was.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd say an improvement anyway.
Yeah. Would you ever go back out, or?
If I could go back onto tour, I would.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd rejoin as a UK soldier.
Oh, okay.
It's
Wow.
a bit too mundane for me. So.
Yeah. So did you attend any reunions?
Unfortunately, it's a bit too soon for that.
Oh, okay.
I do keep in contact with a few people still through Facebook and stuff. But
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Is there anything else you'd like to sort of say?
no, it's fun.
No?
Just thanks for your time.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.